Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine one of those sacred places in Hinduism, right? A pillar of the Char Dham pilgrimage, Jagannath Puri in India.
Absolutely. It's a place of immense significance.
We've gathered some really compelling material here, and it goes, well, much deeper than just a standard temple tour. We're planning a proper deep dive into the spiritual heart, the amazing architecture, and the whole cultural story that makes this city so special.
Sounds good.
Think of this as your shortcut, really, to understanding why Jagannath Puri means so much to so many people.
And right away, what stands out is the temple itself, the Jagannath temple. It's dedicated to Lord Jagannath, who is a form of Vishnu,
Right, Vishnu.
along with his brother Balapadra and sister Subhadra. But here's something really unique that our sources point out.
Oh, sure.
Unlike the usual stone or metal idols you see in most Hindu temples, these deities, the main ones, are actually carved from wood.
Wood. That is different. And actually, this is where it gets really fascinating for me.
Yeah.
Our sources talk about this incredible ritual, Navakalabhara,
Yes, Navakala.
where these wooden forms are, well, ceremonially replaced every 12 to 19 years, something like that.
That's the time frame, yes. It varies based on specific astrological conjunctions.
And what's really interesting is the connection this seems to have with ancient tribal traditions. It feels very deep-rooted.
It really does. The sources suggest this Navakalabhara ritual shows this amazing continuity stretching way back. And of course, there's the Ratha Yatra.
A chariot festival.
Exactly, the huge annual chariot festival. It's not just a local thing. I mean, it draws millions.
Millions, wow.
Millions of devotees, yeah. They come from all over the globe to see the deities paraded through the streets on these enormous, incredibly decorated chariots.
The sheer scale of that must be something else. Okay, let's shift gears a bit to the structure itself. This temple isn't new, is it?
Oh, not at all. Our sources confirm it dates back to the 12th century, built by King Anantavarman Chodaganga.
Of the Eastern Ganga dynasty.
Correct. And it's widely seen as a masterpiece of Kalinga architecture. We're talking about a huge complex, too.
How big are we talking?
Over 400,000 square feet. And it's enclosed by these two massive concentric walls, the Meghanada Pacheri and the Kurmabeda.
2 walls. Why 2? Is there a specific reason our sources mention for that kind of double enclosure?
Well, it's pretty common in major temple complexes. It likely served, both practical and symbolic functions.
Right.
The outer wall, the Meghanada Pacheri, probably offered defense, security, while the inner one, the Kurmabeda, might have marked off a more sacred, ritually pure zone.
I see. Sort of layers of sanctity.
Exactly. It emphasizes the holiness at the very core. And inside these walls, you find several key structures, each with its own vital role.
Right, like the Vimana. That's the main tower, the Sanctum Sanctorum, isn't it? Where the deities actually reside.
Precisely, the heart of the temple. Then you have the Jagamohana.
The audience hall, where devotees gather. You can just imagine the energy in there.
Absolutely. And then there's the Nadamandapa, the dancing hall, used for religious performances, music, dance, dedicated offerings of art.
Art is worship.
And finally, the Bhogamandapa. That's the offerings hall, where food offerings, the Mahaprasad, are prepared and presented. It's like a whole self-sufficient world of devotion.
A sacred ecosystem, almost.
You could say that. And we shouldn't forget the Nila Chakra right at the top.
Ah, the blue wheel.
Yes, that 8-spoked wheel. It's made of ashtahatu, that traditional alloy of 8 metals you often find in sacred items.
Right, Ashtahatu.
Our sources say it symbolizes protection, auspiciousness. It's often the first thing devotees look for, even from a distance.
So it's more than just an impressive building. It's been part of these deeper historical currents, hasn't it?
Definitely. The sources make it clear the Jagannath temple hasn't just stood there in isolation.
Yeah.
It's been a real focal point for various religious movements, important figures across Indian history.
Like who, for example?
Well, we learn about Adi Shankaracharya visiting, for instance. He actually established one of his 4 main monastic centers, a matha, right there in Puri back in the 9th century.
Wow, Shankaracharya himself. What does that tell us about how important the temple was even back then?
It really highlights its early recognition as a major spiritual hub, especially within the Advaita Vedanta school of thought. It sort of brought the local worship into a wider pan-Indian philosophical context.
Interesting.
And then later, fast forward a bit to the 16th century, you have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spending a lot of time in Puri.
Chaitanya, yeah. Huge figure in the Bhakti movement.
Absolutely. His intense devotion to Lord Jagannath and how he spread the Hare Krishna mantra from there, that massively amplified the temple's spiritual influence, even globally.
It really builds this picture of a place that's attracted and maybe even shaped so many diverse spiritual paths over the centuries.
It has, and it's fascinating. Our sources really emphasize that this isn't just about these famous saints. The temple's own rituals and traditions show this unique mix.
A mix. What kind of mix?
A fusion, really, of Vedic practices, tribal customs, and even some tantric elements. It points towards a very inclusive, evolving kind of worship centered on Jagannath.
So how does that actually play out? How do we see that blend in the temple today?
Well, one of the clearest examples the sources give is the role of the Daitapatis.
The Daitapatis.
Yes, they're a specific group of temple servitors, priests essentially, who claim descent from tribal communities. Their involvement is crucial in some key rituals.
Like Nabakhalebara.
Especially Nabakhalebara. Their role there really underscores these deep, ongoing links between the temple and indigenous cultures. It's not just history. It's a living tradition shaping things right now.
That gives you a real sense of a sacred place built from so many threads, a true melting pot of traditions. Okay, so for anyone listening who might be thinking about visiting, our sources remind us that Puri is more than just the temple complex, right? It's a coastal town, too.
It is indeed. You've got beautiful beaches there and a really vibrant local culture.
So visitors could explore things like local crafts, maybe try the traditional Odia food.
Definitely. Odia cuisine is fantastic, and there are numerous festivals throughout the year that really bring this city alive. Lots to experience beyond the temple walls.
Good to know.
So, wrapping this up, we've sort of journeyed through the deep spiritual meaning of Lord Jagannath, these unique traditions like the wooden idols and Nabakhalebara with those tribal connections.
Yeah, and the incredible Kalinga architecture of the temple itself, all those different halls and structures.
Right, the Vimana, Jagamahana, and then the rich cultural and historical backdrop showing all these diverse influences converging over centuries.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
So here's maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to ponder. When you consider this amazing blend we've talked about, Vedic, tribal, tantric traditions, all woven together at Jagannath Puri, what